What's up, everyone? Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Corsair, William, Anna, Savar. How's everybody doing? Hey, Kevin. Today we are doing. I'm still in my workout on stream era. Today we're doing another lower body full day. I think I have to change my shower day so that my hair looks nicer for stream. What was today? Thursday, October 2024. Workout time. I know it's like a boring workout though. IMO, because I still feel like I'm like getting back into the swing of things. Hey Tech, hey Mr. Oddity. Ugh. I had a very busy week at work, but I'm feeling pretty okay. I didn't work out. Did I work out Monday? Oh, well, I can check actually. Let me check. Did I work out on Monday? Did not work. I did work out on Monday. I did not work out yesterday or the day before. I did work out on Monday. Welcome to the YouTube Live, everybody. My name is Chris, aka Terrible Hime. It's good to have you here. Thanks for being here. I appreciate your watch hours. Today we're gonna do a lower body pull day, which includes glutes, hamstrings, calves, and abductors, the outer side. Yeah. Any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to put them in the chat or in the comments below, and I will do my best to get back to you. And yeah, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Hey Jen, it's good to see you. You like the shorts? These are, I don't know if you can read that. Arola from Amazon. I do quite like these. In general, I like the brand. You really like the Macro Factor app? So much better than LifeSum. Wow, I'm glad you're liking it. I like it, except that it doesn't have a very big library of stuff that's inside the app, at least not compared to like MyFitnessPal, because it's a newer app, so that makes sense. But other than that, I quite like it. You're taking your cut seriously this time for reals? Good luck with your cut, Tech. Extracting your wisdom teeth is helping. Jesus. Does reading ever make you eepy? I don't read very much anymore, but it does make me sleepy. Surprised you haven't seen them because there's several bottoms from that brand. Surprised. I'm surprised I haven't seen. Are you surprised you haven't seen me wearing them, or you're surprised you haven't seen them on Amazon? A little confused. Also, I like to warm up my shoulders and back for any kind of pull day, even if it's lower body, because when I'm doing like RDLs and stuff like that, I keep my back really tense. I want to make sure that I'm also engaging it prior to doing the actual workout. So that's why I'm just kind of using the band. You haven't seen them in the you might like these section. Oh, gotcha. Okay, see you later, Mr. Adi. So I'm still doing like really pretty light weights. I'm just like, especially for lower body pull day, I just feel like I don't need to go that heavy right now because I'm really getting a good workout just doing light weights. Doing upper lower split for the first time in a long time. You're actually enjoying it so far. But you got major DOMs. Are you still doing one of Lou's programs? But an upper lower one? Yeah, I do feel like upper lower, because the frequency is like kind of high, it does make for a lot of DOMs, you know? You're getting like your whole upper body and then your whole lower body back and forth, even if you take like a rest day. Yeah, one of his, cool. Yeah, I think that when he comes out with like the purely physique workout program, I might try that and see how it goes. I'll have to take a look at it and see. I know it's probably like geared more towards male bodies, but that's kind of like the vibe I go for anyways. Seems like stream quality is good this week again, which is nice. Yeah, but also, I don't know, no pressure or rush on Sweet Lou about that, because I'm still doing whatever the heck. I want to get in on the Sweet Lou programs too, but I just don't want to do strength training, to be honest. It's got other things but you want to experiment too, like a heavy set first and then high rep drop sets. I do love a good drop set. Sometimes I'm like into the heavy lifts, but most of the time I'm not. It just like doesn't feel good to me. Like it's cool to feel strong and lift things, but a lot of times I just feel like really fucked up when I do it. Popped you on a big screen so you can do a working leg. I appreciate you, Jen. Ooh, my legs are actually still a little sore. I think the last leg day I did was a quad focused leg day. Hey, Mopar. I'm doing pretty good. Got a tote hanging out. I'm not gonna pick him up because he's probably just gonna hack. But tote is chilling. I mean, how squats are going, but you struggle on bench so much. I mean, women really struggle with bench because they're just not typically as focused on upper body exercises as men are. And like, that's not a good or a bad thing, but I understand where you're coming from. The thing that I'll also say, it's like really difficult to make a lot of progress in, there's something on my screen, a lot of progress in more than one big lift at a time. So if you're seeing like really good progress on your squats, your other lifts are probably not making as much progress. You know what I'm saying? So when I was kind of like in the beginning stages of my fitness journey, I really prioritized bench. And that's probably why, well, I mean, it's not probably why, that's why my bench is usually a lot better than some of my other lifts. And I did like an entire training cycle where bench was my focus. And that really like pushed it farther than everything else. I feel like your form is off. Every time you try fixing it, you make it worse. Kind of focus as much on upper as you do lower. I'd have to see what your form is looking like, but I mean, everyone's form is gonna be like very different. So it's hard to say. If you ever want, like, sometimes I don't always make it to people's streams, of course, but if you ever want like a form check, you know, you can grab a clip from your stream. I mean, I would honestly say just put it in the Ape Discord. You know, I think there's a form check channel. There's a lot of really knowledgeable people in there. You know, not just me. Sweet Lou is in there. Other people in the community that could probably give some tips. What's feeling off about it? Is there like something specific that's like not feeling very good to you? Or it's just like the whole thing? I think the thing that people struggle with the most when it comes to bench is like foot placement and probably like bar path, sort of, but bar path encompassing several things. For me, it took me a long time to also find like where to put my hands. You have a tendency to tighten stuff that shouldn't be tightened. Like you catch yourself doing it on the list, so when you bench, you're engaging your back, start locking your shoulders and stuff. You also struggle with leg drive. I mean, I would counter and say that when you are benching, you should be engaging your back. So I don't know if you'll be able to see very well. Let me bring the bench out here. I can try to demonstrate a little bit. I know you mostly work out by yourself, so I know it's gonna be hard, but when it comes to hand placement, what I try to do is put my hands where I know that they're gonna be, like my elbows will be at a 90-degree angle when the bar is all the way at the bottom, or when like the bar is, when my elbow is parallel to my body, if that makes sense. So like I have really long arms, so my hands are a little bit wider. I don't know if that really makes sense. Kind of like this. This is kind of where I put my hands. Anyways, okay, so we're talking about when you're benching, right? I would recommend, like, don't worry about arching your back, but you know, for most people, when your butt is on the bench and your upper back is also on the bench, there's gonna be a little bit of a gap here, and that's totally normal and totally good. I would tell you to like dig your shoulder blades into the back, into the bench, and then you do wanna tighten it. You almost wanna like expand your chest because it's part of your bracing. And when you come down, take a big breath and then release it when you're back at the top. And your back actually should be engaged because it's helping to keep you on the bench, right? Because if you're just kind of like soft, you're not gonna be able to put as much power. You actually use quite a bit of your back when you're pushing up. It's not just your chest. You can see kind of using like this muscle here as well. So engaging your back is not a bad thing at all. And I wouldn't even worry too much about leg drive if it's like difficult for you to like get the feel of it. I would say like focus on your upper body and just try to put your feet down evenly and try having them flat and just like squeezing your butt cheeks a little bit, and don't worry about pushing with them. Like get everything else down first and then try to work the leg drive in. For some reason you overthink it and you start locking your shoulders, not just your back. You know how to explain it. I will say it is hard. It is a lot of different things to think about, and it probably will take you like a long time to get your form exactly right. I still feel like sometimes I'm still working on my form a little bit, but I don't know, maybe, hopefully those tips help you some. But yeah, for sure, like sometimes like having somebody else have eyes on like what your actual exercise is looking like, other people might be able to give tips as well. What's up, Knight? What's up, Hotep? Yeah, but I think like if you're using lightweight, don't worry about leg drive right now. Focus on like the things that are most important, and then start adding in like these like small extra steps. And I would consider leg drive kind of like a small extra step. Like getting your upper body to a place that feels good is probably like the #1 priority. Yo, Zezel, you got like 50 kg, not what you're doing on a cut though. Yeah, I mean, as long as you're like not maxing out and trying to work on your form, you know what I'm saying? Doing a weight that you can do for like reps, like 6, 8, 10 reps. Something that's not like absolutely destroying you. Because when you start like, if you start doing heavier sets with when you don't have your form down, you start practicing like bad habits. Let me put this back. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna start workout. So it's just gonna be like the same one y'all have probably seen me do a few times in the last few weeks. Landmine RDLs for the glutes and the hamstrings. I'm just gonna use the weight that's on there, which is 35 pounds. Writing it down. Using just a bar is good when form checking. Yeah, I think it's definitely good to warm up with the bar, but once you get to like a certain strength level, sometimes the bar is not enough for you to feel the exercise, if that makes sense. Me, for example, if I try to deadlift with just the bar, it's so light that like my form doesn't even feel the same. Yeah, just the bar wouldn't do much for you, yeah. So it sounds like you're like past that point. I think it is a good warm up, and I still warm up with the bar when I do bench, but like I don't feel anything. It's just kind of like to get the body parts moving a little bit. Okay, so I typically like to stand when I'm doing an RDL. I like to stand with my feet a little closer together than shoulder width. And I'm kind of like a little forward because when I initiate the movement, I'm gonna push my hips back, right? So when I come down, I'm already thinking about my form. I'm gonna reach for the bar. And then when I come up, I'm pushing my hips towards the bar. So on the way down, they go back and then forward. That was 10. And when I'm coming up, I'm keeping it really slow and controlled the whole way. I'm not like thrusting and overextending and like hyperextending my back. When I come up, I'm like just neutral. I might give like a little squeeze at the top, but I'm not really focused on that. The focus of this exercise is more about getting the stretch. So today I'm going to be doing the landmine RDLs, the leg curls, which is that machine, this machine with the leg abduction or hip abduction, which is out. And then I'll do some calf raises on the leg press over here. Hey, lazy engineer. How's everyone's week been? Anybody doing anything fun or interesting this weekend? I hope nobody here is affected by the hurricane or has family that's affected by the hurricane. I know it's really bad down there. Gonna play some Magic the Gathering later? Hell yeah. You're chill. Covering for your boss at the moment and getting over the Rona? Well, that doesn't sound too fun. Hopefully your recovery is going well, going quickly. Chill for you, lazy engineer. That's nice. I think tonight is gonna be a pretty chill night for me. Haven't played Minecraft in a few days because of work, so hopefully I'm not too tired to do that tonight. And then tomorrow is my day off, but I have a lot of errands to run. Been training with Cassie today. You and your boyfriend finally got thumbs up to get married. Wow, congratulations, Tech. It's not been bad this time, your third time getting it. Damn. I think I only got it once, although I did get really sick like in August, but I don't think it was the Rona. I think it was something else. Yeah, hell yeah. What have I been up to? Just work. Just working and crafting. You need to get back on that Minecraft. I've been so into Minecraft lately. There's another update coming out soon. There's the observatory near me where they have an open door weekend, so planning to visit there to watch telescopes, stars, planets, and talk with astronauts. Hell yeah, I think you mentioned that last week about that place in your area, but that's awesome. You're gonna go and check it out. You actually never tried Minecraft? I don't know what to say about Minecraft. I feel like it has a little bit of a bad reputation because it's kind of seen as like a kid's game because of the way that it looks. And I don't know, kind of like a meme, but I think it's maybe more serious, sort of, than what a lot of people that don't play might think. It's a lot more than just like, I don't know, blocks and stuff. It can be quite difficult, especially when you first start playing. And there's like no tutorial in the game about how to play. If you don't engage with Minecraft content like on the internet, I think it's a little bit difficult to learn a lot of the tips and tricks. Enshrouded has replaced Minecraft for you. I've never heard of Enshrouded. I feel like you know more adults that play than kids. Same, but also I don't really know a lot of kids. The soundtrack slaps. I never listened to the soundtrack because I wish it like played continuously, but it doesn't. If it played continuously, I would totally listen to it, but it's kind of like on and off. But yeah. Adults are the kids that grow up playing. Server is open doors on weekends, so going again. Last time was so awesome and Austrians were really kind, like to talk about space and stuff. Nice. Yeah, it's an older game. It's finally got finally got grown-up money for my inner child. I mean, Minecraft's not that expensive a game, and you only have to buy it once. I think it's like $30. I mean, no tea, no shade if like, it's out of somebody's price range. But I think the amount of content you get for the amount you pay is really good. Like I said, I think it's like $30 and you get access to the game forever basically. And that includes like future updates. People can play it on PC or they can play it on like consoles, PlayStation, or I think you can play it on Switch and Xbox. Yeah, no in-game. Well, if you're playing Bedrock, which is like the console version, there are in-game purchases, but you don't have to purchase them. So those in-game purchases are like for texture packs and stuff like that. So there's absolutely no reason that you would have to pay for those if you didn't want to. If you're playing on PC, a lot of those resources are free. There's a ton of mods available, a ton of skins, a ton of resource packs that change the look of the game. I think a lot of people are turned off by the way that the game looks, but there are things you can do, especially if you're on PC, that can make it look a lot nicer. Isn't there like a story game? I think so. I've never done it myself. So there are different modes, but I haven't tried those. I've done creative, and now we're playing just regular survival. PC is wild what you can do with the texture. Yeah, so typically I play with a texture pack. Right now we're using a texture pack called Mythic that's really well done. It has like a very dark, a grim dark fantasy vibe. It's pretty cool. It's probably more Joey's style. Joey and I wanted to use like the same texture pack, and he really likes this one. So what I did is I tweaked my settings so that it's not as like grim dark looking. It's very like bright and colorful in mine. But yeah, so since we play on PC, I mean, I'm using like shaders, I'm using texture packs. We have some mods, and yeah, it's a good time. Joey's been really into like the redstone stuff lately too. That kind of appeals to his like computer tech brain. I'm more of like a builder, just like building cute things. Just love the simplicity of the old builds from Java and the Xbox 360 era. That's when you put in a ton of time into it. Put me in a direct, and you start digging with the occasional fight, yeah. But the thing is that you can also like still go back to old versions, which I think is also nice. So like if there was a version that you really like to play and you don't want any of the new updates, you can totally go back to that. I think I would have a hard time. Obviously, I'm new-ish to Minecraft. I didn't play it. I think 1.20 was the version that I started on, so yeah. There's also a Pokemon mod for Minecraft, Pixel mod. Wow, there's so many mods. There's mods that make it more like Skyrim almost, where you have like quests and you also have like a skill tree. Yeah, there's like a lot of ways to play it. It's really just like, especially on PC, it's like there's so much content you can get out of like your $30 or whatever it is. Okay, this is set 3. I have a bad habit of looking straight down when I do those. I need to look up more. Like, more straightforward. I like to think about looking straight forward and then keeping my eyes in the same place as I do the exercise. But yeah. Maybe, I think I might do one more set of that. I don't know, maybe someday if we have enough people interested, maybe I'll buy a server and we can have one for like the Discord community. If, you know, if we have enough people that are interested. I know like Dark plays Minecraft, is like currently playing Minecraft, but he's already part of a community, and like I'm playing with like Joey and Ariel, so I don't know, it just depends. Depends. I think it's like, would probably be like a little bit of a different vibe, because when I play with Joey and Ariel, we have like we're all working on the same base together, but usually when you're in like a survival server with other people, everybody works on their own little base, or not necessarily little base, but everybody works on their own area rather than working on the same one, which I think is pretty cool because most people will have like different styles of building. some people will probably have farms for certain things, and like you can trade with your friends. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely, if there was enough people interested, I don't mind setting up a server like that. But I think we'd have to have a certain amount of people interested in doing that. So you don't have a castle Hime then? Not yet, but we're working on it. Well, I mean, wouldn't be my castle specifically, but in this world that we're working on, it's definitely more like medieval themed. And there is plans to make a castle, but we're not at that point yet. Right now, we're still pretty early game. We restarted the server a couple weeks ago. And yeah, we're still kind of in early game stuff. I'm trying to right now I'm trying to get like the villager trading going. I already set up an iron farm. I already set up my farmers and like my wheat farms and stuff like that. But yeah, the castle is gonna take a while. I'm like really intimidated by big builds. I'm used to kind of building on a smaller scale, so I get like really intimidated by trying to plan out bigger stuff. I mean, I don't even really plan out that much, but like, yeah, the thought of like doing that gives me a little bit of anxiety. It's also going to take a lot of resource gathering. We don't even have like very good tools right now. I think we need to, I definitely want to have like shulker boxes and elytra and netherite tools before I start working on a castle, because it's just gonna be brutal without it. But hopefully soon I can start. I think the most important thing right now is like getting library and villager trading going so that we can get enchantments on our stuff. We have some, but not a lot. Never won another fortress. Too aggressive. Enemies in there. Also don't like the nether. We have found another fortress and we kind of cheesed it and went in from the top. You know, it's kind of tall and like most of the good stuff is right at the top. So we kind of like came in from the ceiling and went down and got the stuff and left. But yeah, I also don't like the nether that much. It's very confusing. It's hard for me to like keep my bearings, but what we did do is we already mined for netherite. So we just went straight down and made like a branch mine, and that's not that big of a deal. And Joey is on the nether ceiling, like above the nether, they have like a big empty space, and he's gonna put in a nether portal hub. Yeah. So that's gonna be good. Yeah, but we have not beaten like another fortress. Yo, what's up, TNT? How you been? How's the fam? I am feeling a lot better. I still have like a little bit of a cough, but I'm feeling a lot better lately. It is like, a little frustrating with the workouts. I guess a tiny bit. It's because I'm still feeling pretty weak, but I'm purposefully not pushing myself too hard with the workouts. You want to get the most out of your leg curls. You don't want to lean back in the seat. You want to try to lean forward so that you really feel the stretch when your legs are out in front of you. And you also want to make sure that you're letting it come up slowly. You're not just like putting all your power into the bottom and then releasing it really fast. Big tips to like get the most out of your leg curls. You can also, if you have the flexibility for it, try to point your toe back towards yourself. That also stretches out the back of your leg. Doing your best to keep everyone logged into life. That's good. Laughing to yourself so much, eating so many carrots, you're turning into a bunny. Why do you like carrots so much all of a sudden? Have you been trying to eat more? We talked about it like last week. You're trying to eat more foods with vitamin A, was that right? Is that why you've been eating so many carrots? Ooh, I can already feel it in my hamstrings. When I went out and got steak, we actually left the house twice this week. Went out and got steak yesterday, and then the day before we went out and had Japanese food because my work pays for meals sometimes during these like big deal events because we're working a ton of overtime. So I had some money to go eat something nice. Not that we couldn't go eat something nice, but on our own. But it's extra nice when you can do it on the company dollar. That sounds so good right now. The steak was really good. We just went to Texas Roadhouse. It wasn't anything like super special, but like, yeah. You did a test and you have a low amount of vitamin A, so you've been eating carrots, spinach, and kale. Nice. I like kale. I don't really like spinach that much. I don't know. You know that like weird feeling you get on your teeth when you eat spinach? That really bothers me. Yeah. Sometimes I eat it. Like if it's in soup, it doesn't bother me so much. But like just by itself, I'm not really a big fan of spinach. Just like sauteed spinach, not my fave. I much prefer like, I think it's like watercress or like pea shoots. I don't know if those are the same thing, but like, I really like that vegetable, that green leafy thing. Whew. As a spinach lover, you don't know that feeling you get on your teeth, like, it kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It kind of makes it, I don't know. If you don't feel it, then I don't know how to explain it. But I really don't like that feeling. If it's overcooked, it can get slimy. No. Because I don't mind like really cooked up spinach. It's like, I feel like I need to Google this. I thought it was like a well-known thing. Oh, I have it on caps lock. That feeling you get on your teeth when you eat spinach. The calcium in your saliva combined with the oxalic acid in the spinach creates calcium oxalate crystals that don't dissolve in water, thus giving a chalky feel to your teeth and sticking to them. The unusual texture and feeling you get are caused by tiny crystals floating around in your mouth. That's what you get. Why does spinach make your teeth feel weird? That's what it is. That's why your teeth feel weird. It's not the actual texture of the spinach itself, because I'm very rarely turned off by the texture of food. Like, I can eat most slimy things, most gooey things. I'm actually more sensitive to like crunchy stuff than I am to like squishy stuff. It's that feeling on your teeth from the spinach that I don't like. You wonder if it's a weird biological thing on your end. You're normally really sensitive to textures in food, but it's not the texture of the food itself. It's the texture of your teeth after you eat it. But I don't know, yeah, maybe. Maybe you're like built different. Don't get weird teeth when you eat spinach. Wish it was me. Also, I really like asparagus, but asparagus piss really grosses me out. Like really grosses me out. And it makes me not want to eat asparagus, even though I actually do like asparagus. You have issues with a plain boiled potato. It's like a texture thing. It's also so dry. I mean, to be fair, like plain boiled potatoes are just not it. Like you have to have something with your potatoes because they are really dry. It will like suck your soul with the dryness. You definitely don't like eating some foods because like texture stuff. Like what kind of foods is like, what is a texture that will fuck you up? Definitely feel like your teeth are built different. Years of orthodontic work, but never cavities. Usually tomatoes. Okay, yeah, I love tomatoes. Joey also doesn't like tomatoes because of the texture. But like smooth tomato sauce or like ketchup is fine. But raw tomatoes, anything with like chunks of tomatoes, he won't eat. Or he'll pick the chunks out. Which is also funny because don't you grow tomatoes? It's like your job. Not anymore. Oh, you don't work there now. Gotcha. You hate the texture of most fruits. Thank goodness for smoothies where you wouldn't eat any berries. I do think berries do have some kind of like a weird texture sometimes. And it's weird that like blueberries are blue on the outside, but they're kind of like a weird yellow color on the inside. Isn't that kind of weird? Made blueberry pie with chocolate stuffed crust. Damn, that sounds good. Okay, what am I gonna do on this exercise? What does it set? Just try 50. I ate like a crazy person the last couple days, but still. Then I got some cursed gene when it comes to citrus. Your husband can be peeling an orange 20 feet away and it tastes like it's in your mouth. That's so weird. I've never heard of that before, but that's so weird. It's like, you know how I would call that the La Croix curse. Cause that's everybody, for people that don't like flavored seltzer water, they always say something like, it's like a orange spit in your drink, or it's like you're tasting an orange from like 20 feet away. I would call that the La Croix curse. I feel like, wow, my inner thighs are still sore. Ooh. It was like 15. Waist is looking lean, thank you. That's way more intense than any La Croix, but you've heard that too. Damn, that sounds brutal. That'd be really annoying. I don't know. Still not sure what I'm gonna be doing with my fitness. I'm like doing pretty okay, just maintaining for now. But like my psoriasis patches are not really getting better, which is kind of annoying. But they're not that much worse either, so it's fine. You had the gene defect that makes coriander taste like soap. Is it really a defect or is it just like a thing? I don't think it's like, I mean, I know it is a gene thing, but is it like a defect or is it just like something that can happen is what I'm trying to say. Not saying that like you're making it up. That's not what I'm saying. Everybody knows that the coriander thing is totally a thing, but like, is it like technically classified as a defect? I think my mom has it too. I think I know a few people that just don't fuck with cilantro. I love cilantro. I also like that you can eat the stem of the cilantro and it still has flavor. Because a lot of stuff, you only eat the leaf, you don't eat the stem. It makes it so much easier to like... You know what I haven't had in a long time? I haven't had pho in a long time. I could go for some pho. Should have had that yesterday. Ooh. Laser treatment. Oh, it's not a scar though. It's just like, it's dry skin. If it clears up, for me, it hasn't left scars before. So I don't know if anybody remembers, like probably last year, my whole stomach was like covered in patches like this. And after it healed, you wouldn't even have been able to tell. But yeah, it's just like not going away. You remember? Yeah, so like because my, hey Georgie, because my psoriasis is not like that bad, once it clears up, it doesn't leave a mark. At least it hasn't yet. And if you have like really, really, really bad psoriasis where it's like really big, like flaky patches, you probably would. But yeah, for me, it hasn't left any scars. It's like still kind of active is the thing. Still dealing with the cough, I know. It just feels like there's something in there. It's definitely not as bad as it was. I also think it's a little bit worse on stream because I'm doing a lot of talking and I'm also working out at the same time lately, so that doesn't help. It's not as bad throughout the day though. No, I mean, I don't think there's really anything to take for it. I think it just gotta work itself out. I mean, it's been over a month. August, September. Yeah, it's been over a month. I don't know. I think I think the initial thing was some sort of respiratory thing, and that's why it's taking so long. But I am getting better. I am feeling a lot better. It's just like lingering a little bit. It is what it is. Yeah. I just like, I don't know. I talked about it a little bit. And I would say that I'm probably immunocompromised nowadays with like the psoriasis and everything. So I just have to be more careful not to get sick going forward. No, I never did see a doctor about it. I probably should have. But I kept being like, you think I sound worse than last week? I don't think so. I don't feel worse. Cousin had bad psoriasis on his arm, skin flake loss, scars, medication. Yeah. Mine's not that bad. Mine only happens when I get sick or I'm like really stressed out. Yeah, I will also say that it doesn't help. If I'm drinking a lot of water, that helps a lot. This is not water. This is my like workout drink and it's like not helping. It helps with my soreness, but it doesn't help with the cough. I definitely don't feel any worse, even if the cough seems a little worse. Ugh. Yeah, I remember to take that biohazard suit when I go to New York. I know. I know. I'm definitely gonna be wearing a mask, even though I'm not excited about it. But it's a much smaller gathering than before. And it's not, the last time also I went up, I was like in Times Square. And this time we will not be anywhere close to Times Square at all. Were you recommended from? Maybe, I think so. But I mean, if you were watching Nerd Rage Radio, Joey probably talked about it as well. Yeah, it's so good and terrifying, isn't it? Isn't it really good? We still haven't started watching season 3, but good stuff. It's also like a mystery too. I like a good mystery. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Okay, I'm gonna do some calf raises as well. It actually freaked you out? Like what part? Like what part freaked you out? The knocking on the RV, that was pretty creepy. Yeah, I guess especially at the beginning, like when you don't know what's going on and stuff, and yeah. If you're still like new, like still pretty early in this series, you probably haven't gotten to the part that was like the most freaky to me, I guess. Yeah, the silent smiles too. They have like Pepe Le Pew vibes, right? Where they just like kind of slowly follow you. Pepe Le Pew vibes. Boy, who put this on 310? Holy. Uh-oh, I think this might be too much. Maybe it's fine. Ooh, heavy. Maybe I should have done less weight. Gotta start making dinner. You want to say thanks for the recommendation? Yeah. Have a good rest of your night, Georgie. Keep enjoying it. Yeah, and enjoy that dinner too. Another planner video should be coming out pretty soon. I'm like working on it right now. The planner video is gonna come out before the Japan vlog. This vlog is just really taking me a long time. I think I need to cut it down even more. I think I need to take out more of the like eating parts or something. You're not great with horror, you get nightmares and scared. Yeah, I mean, it'd be like that. For me, I used to get really scared, but then I just kept watching stuff, and I think I got used to it over time. I think horror series are easier to watch than like horror movies, because usually, because it's like a longer thing, they're not like blasting you left and right with jump scares and stuff. It's more like a slow build, usually a little bit mystery, usually. So I think I like horror series better than just one-off horror movies. I feel like it's so hard sometimes to have like good horror movies that aren't just like really tropey. And yeah. Any plans to make another different instant ramen? Yes, actually I do need to do that. We bought some ramen in Japan and I need to do that. Some instant ramen in Japan, and we need to do that. It's just, we just like jumped right into a diet right when we got back. So that's why I didn't make that. But we're kind of loose with our food intake right now, so it would actually be a good time. I also got like, I got a different mic. I think I mentioned it. I got a different mic to use with my phone, because for some reason, when I try to use the Rode mic, it's very garbled. And the mic actually works pretty good. It definitely doesn't sound the best, but hopefully I can tweak the audio during editing. But at least it's not all like fuzzy and garbled sounding. So, and this mic came with 2 clip thingies. So that'll make it easier to do videos with other people. Yeah, we're not really like diet. We're not cutting. I'm not cutting anymore. And we're a lot looser with our foods. So it should be possible. Yeah, I need to remember to do that. I want to definitely try to get out this planner video and hopefully get out the Japan vlog. I need to do a voiceover. So I put a poll in the Discord, like a really casual poll in the Discord, and everybody was like, you should do a voiceover on it. So also, by the way, the link to the Discord is in the description for people that want to go to the Discord. It's pretty chill over there. You want to try to make it a stuffing dish with ground turkey? I'm telling you, that is so good. That is like really, really good. And it's like not a crazy amount of calories as well, especially if you're using like lean ground turkey. And sometimes I'll make gravy to go with it, but if you don't want to have the gravy calories, if you're the kind of person that likes cranberry sauce on your stuffing, I would recommend getting like a sugar-free strawberry jelly or sugar-free strawberry jam, and like putting it like a spoon of that with your stuffing like on top at the end after you cooked it, like not while you're cooking it, but like as like a little bit of extra. If you like that like savory sweet situation, that's like my tip. Otherwise, it can be a little dry. Don't get me wrong. It can be a little dry. I also think like a good tip for that is like when you're cooking it, obviously you want it to cook all the way through. But if you like, as it's finishing, if you kind of like flatten it out on the bottom of the pan and let the food that's touching the pan get nice and crispy, that adds like some nice texture. So like don't, at the end, don't keep stirring it around. Flatten it out and let the bottom get crispy, and that's like also really good. I also add like a ton of vegetables and stuff. So like onion, carrots, celery, extra seasoning. You could probably also add like, trying to think what else, mushrooms, if you like mushrooms. Sounded super good. Yeah, I think 93% turkey. Your mom makes low sugar jam. That's a currant crab blackberry that you want to try because it's like kind of crispy. That sounds really good, actually. That sounds like it would go really well with that. Like I said, for people that like the cranberry feel, I think it's really nice. I would also recommend that if you're like cooking the turkey and then putting the mix on top, like don't add quite as much water, because unless you like cooked the turkey bone dry, because it might make it a little too mushy. I actually haven't made that for us in a really long time. I haven't been buying a lot of ground turkey. That's probably why. You can also use ground chicken if you have ground chicken. Yeah. Also, if you are, current cran. I thought maybe it was like, had a little bit of Maryland in it. Yeah, especially if you're using vegetables as well. You know, unless you cook it bone dry, you don't use as much water as the recipe on the box recommends, because otherwise it's gonna be like really mushy. Unless you like it mushy. If you like it mushy, I mean, I'm not judging you. But I like to have like a little bit different textures, like some parts soft, some part crispy. Yeah. I don't know if it recommends chicken broth or not, but usually I just use like the powdered stuff and I mix it with water, because that's easier and cheaper than buying like a carton of broth whenever you want to make it. Drier is better, yeah. So I would definitely add less. Yeah, I really haven't made that in a long time. I should add that to the list. You're gonna do some mushrooms and green beans with it? That sounds really good. Get like real Thanksgiving Christmas with it. I think I have to start thinking about planning Christmas. We had Christmas at my house last year. I think it will continue to be at my house. I made some tofu that didn't turn out very good, which is unfortunate. A lot of my family members are vegetarian, or they don't eat a lot of meat in general. And I made like a mapo tofu dish that didn't turn out very well. So that was kind of unfortunate. You feeling the comfort food right now? The salad you made today was amazing. Ooh, what kind of salad? I love a good salad. I love a good like meal salad where it's like you just make a really huge fucked up salad that's more, it's not just lettuce, you know, it has like protein, it has cheese, sometimes eggs, a lot of different vegetables. You should play with tofu more, nothing crazy. Salad is OP. Damn, the tofu really said tofu, yeah. I think there was something off with the flavor of it, and I just didn't, it wasn't that good. Yeah, I think it depends on like what kind of texture of tofu you like. But if you like soft tofu, that's really easy to just add into soups. So a lot of times when I make instant ramen, I will just kind of like slice up some like really soft tofu and dump it into the ramen. You can also just like really simply just like pan fry slices. Not even like fry, but just like in the pan, get the edges crispy. And then I like to make just like a really simple kind of like spicy soy sauce, vinegar situation that I just dip it in. You use soft for frying and firm for soup. I'm the opposite. Usually I use firm for frying and soft for soups. There's roasted corn, green beans, broccoli, romaine, and some sharp cheddar, chicken, and raspberry walnut. That's vinaigrette. That sounds really good. That's definitely sounding like a meal salad to me. Yeah. I think the thing about tofu is that normally you want to cook it with something that has a lot of flavor, because tofu itself does not have a lot of flavor. It has a flavor, but it's not a strong flavor. So if you're the kind of person that likes a lot of seasoning, you probably don't want to just eat plain ass tofu, right? But you could also like, I think simmering tofu is also a really good option. Like if you just bought if you just bought like teriyaki sauce in a bottle, and I would probably mix it with a little bit of water and use that as like a simmering sauce for slices of tofu. I think that would be really good. And basically cook it down until there wasn't any liquid left and like the tofu was coated in the sauce. That would be like a really simple way to make it. And like you could make like a whole dish out of it if you went that route. Put some vegetables in there as well, like tofu and broccoli and teriyaki sauce, and have it on top of rice would be good. When I was a kid, I would eat like just cold tofu out of the tub with soy sauce. You haven't cooked any form of tofu? Hi, diabolic. Trying to be smart and get an Xmas present on time last year. You're on the store near Christmas. There are so many people in panic mode, massive lines, and you're just trying to survive. Yeah, it's good to get ahead of those things. Trying to do not heavy meals in the afternoon because it makes you sleepy at work. That makes sense. Need a tofu press, the whole wrapping in paper towels and a dish towel and then loading books on top. Why do you need it? You don't need to do all that. Why do you need, you don't need to press the tofu. I never do that. I literally shake it out and then I put it right in the pan. If I'm putting it in soup, I just like throw it in. I don't pat it dry or anything. I mean, if you're cooking the tofu, just cook the water out of it. You don't have to like smash it. I don't know. That's I don't know who said you had to smash the tofu, but you really don't need to like do all that to prepare tofu. You never cooked with tofu either? You usually go for meat of some kind? I mean, Same, but sometimes I just like to like change it up a little bit. I don't think of, yeah, I don't know. Think they're talking about a tofu maker that has a press? I don't know. I don't think that Jen is making tofu at home. Who told you that not pressing the tofu is sacrilege? I don't know, man. I think it's not necessary. I think I'm gonna do one more set of calves, I guess. Like, if it's like sopping wet, you might just want to like get the outside, but I really don't think that like, you don't have to get every last drop of water out of the tofu. No, I mean, I think the amount of time and effort to make tofu is not worth it. You can just buy tofu so cheap at the store. Like I said, when I was a kid, I just used to eat it like right out of the tub and just slice it and eat it with like soy sauce. One of your Japanese homies? I think Japanese people be doing too much sometimes. I really think they're doing too much sometimes. I don't think that you need to like do all that. Especially depending on like in what way that you're making the tofu, right? If you're gonna fry it in a pan, I really think that you're just gonna cook most of the water out of it. If you're stewing it, like, you're also gonna cook most of the water out of it. Diabolic am Japanese, that's facts. Sometimes they're just like really doing too much. And sometimes it just like makes it more intimidating than it needs to be. If you met him, the doing too much is so accurate. See? You see people wash their rice more than you need to. I usually do like 3 rinses. And that's about it. I do like, fill it up once, swirl it, dump the water, twice, swirl it, dump the water, 3 times, swirl the water, and then I fill it up. Yeah, I agree. It's like, it doesn't have to be absolutely spotless. You just want to get like most of it off. Yeah, sometimes you just have to be in the realm of good enough. You don't have to do the most. He was a cook at the Intel campus you used to work with like 7 years ago. Yeah, that's too much. Like, you don't have to like be on the same level as like a professional chef. This is your home, right? And if it tastes good, I think you can skimp on some of the steps. Also, if you try to like get all of the water out of like a softer tofu, you're just gonna smash it. There's tradition with making sushi rice. I definitely do feel like I wash sushi rice a little bit better. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Easy is better. And if you're happy with the results, I think it's fine. If you tried to make tofu and you finish cooking it and you're like, wow, this is like really watery and runny, then maybe next time you want to press it. But I don't know. I really don't go hard with trying to get water out of tofu when I cook it. And it's been totally fine. And like I said, usually I'm pan frying it, simmering it, or just throwing it in soup. Sometimes I even fry it, like deep fry it. I don't go that hard because like all the stuff you put around it soaks up the water. Also, who wants to eat dry ass tofu? For jasmine rice, you wash it until the water's clear. For long grain, you put the water in and cook it for 15 minutes. Well, you start playing with it again because it was a big barrier for you buying it in the first place. Yeah. Most tofu right out of bin is good to go. That's what I'm saying. Like, you might want to just like pat it dry a little bit, but you don't have to like smash it or anything. I don't really eat jasmine rice. I usually buy, it is short grain. Usually I get short grain rice. I usually get sushi rice, if I'm honest, even if I don't use it for sushi. This is in case I was gonna make sushi, right? That's the one that I wanna have. Okay, I think that's it for the workout, by the way. But we can hang out for a bit longer. Yeah, so workout recap. All I did was landmine RDLs, leg curls, hip abduction, so out, and then calf raises, 3 or 4 sets of each thing. And that's like a really basic lower body, posterior chain workout. And it's been like enough for me lately. Can see if you want the surface dry to season it, make sure it's dry as you would do with meat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you wanna just like pat it dry a little bit, but you don't have to like get every single drop of water out of the tofu. Usually just like dry the outside, call it a day until he says something, you thought you were doing something wrong. Nah, bruh. I think also, it's like, you should cook the way you wanna cook and like make food that tastes good for you. You know, the way that you do something might not be traditional, but if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. Like people just don't have time to do like 50 steps just to have a little bit of tofu to eat for lunch. Am I gonna step a little bit? I don't know. Do I want to step a little bit? I'll bring it over here. Oh, Daya, did you ouch, Jesus. For me, for X, the most done I cook my burgers to the bare maximum medium. Did you try the pochai, Daya? The ancient Chinese medicine? I swear by that stuff also. I am white, I haunt my own house, so I just took him at his word. I mean, I am sure that the way that he cooks is very good and very proper and yields excellent results, but sometimes that's not what you need. Sometimes you just need a quick meal for lunch that isn't gonna make you fall asleep. Came in yesterday, did you try it out? I usually save the pochai for like extreme emergencies. It always fixes me up. I think I looked it up. I think it has some kind of like tree in it. Some kind of like charcoal tree or something, I don't know. I can't remember, but I looked it up. This shit works. I hope it fixes your tummy. The way that Carrie uses it, they usually only, like they have like these little jars with the pellets in it. Like if I'm bad enough that I need to take pochai, I take the entire thing. But I think Carrie will usually only have like part of the tube. Some grains make you hella tired. Yeah, I feel, if I have a big meal, I get really tired. If I feel like really full, I'm tired. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of stepping. I think also if I'm really full on meat, I think especially tired. Potatoes are the worst for you? Straight up coma? Damn. I have a really good, well, I don't know. I like it. Sometimes I'll make like a low calorie potato salad, and basically the dressing for the potato salad is like half light mayonnaise and half Greek yogurt. And I just add like a lot of seasoning to it, and it usually turns out really good. A lot of like ranch dressing seasoning goes into it. If I have fresh dill, that makes it really good. It's pretty nice for when you're trying to eat lower calorie. It is pretty fire. And like, I get like the tiny potatoes that you can just microwave. It's really easy. So I just like put it in the microwave in a microwave safe container with a little bit of water, and I don't know, just cook them until they're soft. And then I just leave them out. Usually I'll do that earlier in the day because I work from home. So they're nice and cool later on. Make your own pickles. Oh yes, that would be really good. You did like a dill pickle potato salad. That sounds awesome. Potato has so much starch, it spikes blood sugar really fast. Homemade pickles sounds really good. I used to make like my own pickled radish, and then I stopped. Kind of a hassle. I used to make my own kimchi, but it never tastes as good as the kimchi I buy from the store, so I stopped. Also, it's a huge hassle to make. So if it's easier and tastes better, I just buy it from the store. May make some of that tonight, actually, and pop it in the fridge. If you want some, you send it. I don't know if it'll stay good. I should make it myself. I think I have potatoes. I don't know about tonight though. But yeah, like half light mayonnaise, half. I use fat-free Greek yogurt. Turns out fire. I have a seasoning that's called Potato Slayer. I put that in there. And ranch dressing seasoning. Kimchi is what you make when you're bored. It's so tedious to make. Yeah, and it never turns out good for me. It's like fine, but it's never as good. Oh, send a jar of pickles, not potato salad. Oh my God. Yeah, pickles would probably go in the mail a lot better. I don't know. I think just send me the recipe and I can try to make it myself. You can do that, hell yeah. I can buy like tiny pickles at Costco. I think I have a lot of pickles in the fridge though. I always like buy pickles when I'm in a cut. I mean, if it's like a big family recipe situation, like don't even worry about it. Like pickles aren't that expensive. I'm sure I can find a recipe online also. You aren't weird about it, you like to share, okay. I know some people are really protective of their family recipes and like, it's not that big a deal for me. I don't have any good family recipes, to be honest. I don't have any secret recipes either. I get most of the recipes I make from the internet. and then sometimes I tweak them. The internet taught me how to cook Korean food because I didn't grow up eating Korean food. Oh God. Good food is hard to come by, so you can share. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Okay, I'm done working out and I'm tired. Does anybody have any like really serious comments, questions, or concerns before I go? Sisters fighting to the death for grandma's secret chili mac recipe from the old country. Damn. Your great grandma taught you how to cook. I was not close. Okay, I wasn't close to my dad's parents, and they were also super religious and super vegetarian. And then I would say that I was probably closer to my mom's side of the family, but I live in Maryland and they lived in upstate New York. And I also don't think that they cooked very good food. They were like super country. So I love my mom. My parents are kind of weird about food. Not weird. I think it's a product of their upbringings, but my mom has like stomach issues. She has really bad acid reflux, so she doesn't like season her food a lot. And then my dad is also a very picky eater because he grew up with parents that are super vegetarian, and he's not vegetarian anymore, but like he's very picky about food. So yeah, I had to learn how to cook from the internet. I also didn't take like home ec or anything when I was in school because I was in band. I played the flute, so I didn't learn there either. Your father's version of cooking was picking up something frozen and sticking it in the oven. It'd be like that. I don't want to shame nobody for not being able to cook, but like you can learn if you're interested in learning how to cook. It's so great that you can easily find resources online nowadays, like on YouTube, or like most people, a lot of people have like blogs where they post their recipes and stuff like that. I fully learned how to cook from like watching Food Network and the internet. And I would say that like a lot people like my food. Like they like my food. So yeah, thank goodness for the internet. I was actually watching, I'm not sure if I'm subscribed to her. I was watching a video on YouTube. She's like, I think she's Vietnamese Canadian. So I think she's Vietnamese from Canada, but living in New York City, and her family came to visit her. Like her mom and dad came to visit her, and her mom was cooking a bunch of food for her because they don't live together anymore. And in the video, her mom said, I didn't learn how to cook Vietnamese food in Vietnam. I didn't know how to cook Vietnamese food until I left Vietnam. And I learned how to cook it from the internet, like from YouTube, watching YouTube videos. And I was like, that's crazy. I was like, your mom, I left a comment too. I was like, your mom is a real one for saying that she learned how to cook from YouTube. That's all of us. That's all of us. Your family or farmers always had like meat with 6 or so veggie sides and fresh bread. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm like, don't feel some type of way like if you didn't learn. I also see a lot of times on Instagram, I think this is just like my algorithm, where it's like, in case your mom didn't teach you, like, this is how you do something, or in case nobody taught you how to do this, this is how you do something. And I think that's like really interesting because I mean, it's not even like, I'm not trying to shit on anybody's parents or like my own parents or anything, but Like sometimes they just like don't really teach you stuff that's like just like small things that are like really useful. Like there was one thing that was like, in case nobody taught you, this is how you trim your nose hairs. You know, just like little stuff like that. Or in case nobody taught you, you can like comb your eyebrows up and just trim the top. That was another one. So yeah, in case nobody taught you how to cook, you can just learn how to cook from the internet. And like if you mess up, like it's not that big a deal. If you burn some food, I made grilled cheese the other day and I burned the shit out of it. And I was like, well, I'm still eating it, but I just burned the shit out of my grilled cheese sandwich. It's okay, it's not that big a deal. Like if it's completely inedible, just throw it away. But if you're interested in learning how to do something, the internet can teach you just about anything. And I think that's really awesome. In case nobody told you, when you make grilled cheese sandwich, don't use butter. Put mayonnaise on the bread and then put it in the pan. Use mayonnaise on the bread as the crisping agent. I'm telling you, if you have not tried that, try it. Don't use butter, use mayonnaise. You can even use light mayonnaise. I made my grilled cheese with light mayonnaise and it still worked. It's better than butter. I'm telling you, it's better than butter. I'm telling you, Corsair, it's better than butter. And look, if you want the most easiest grilled cheese, like get Velveeta. If you're worried about burning your grilled cheese because you have to keep it on too long to melt your cheese, use Velveeta cheese slices. It doesn't taste as good as like fancy cheese, but you can get like cheddar Velveeta and it melts instantly and you get like a really gooey, cheesy grilled cheese sandwich, like really easy. Use mayonnaise and use Velveeta slices. Just don't use Greek yogurt. No, Greek yogurt would not work. Use light mayonnaise. You can use light mayonnaise and it will work. Obviously, if you use like full fat mayonnaise, it's gonna taste better, but I just did it the other day. Light mayonnaise also works. But like Velveeta is the #1 cheese you want if you want the most easiest, most ooey gooey grilled cheese sandwiches. Mistakes weren't made that day. Oh my God. Did you have to throw it away? That's so funny. Usually for more protein, I'll do like grilled ham and cheese sandwiches. So like, what I do is I put a couple slices of ham in the pan, dry them out a little bit, set them to the side. I mayonnaise. This is my low calorie grilled cheese, not my normal grilled cheese. I mayonnaise one side of each bread and I put that side into the pan. I do put a little bit of pan spray, but I put the mayonnaise side down and then I put my Velveeta slices. Each slice is only 40 calories. And like a slice of ham, like lunch meat ham is like maybe like 30 or 40 calories. And then I get like is the brand Schmidt? It's like the 247 bread. They're kind of small slices, but they're only 40 calories each. So like the whole sandwich is only like a couple hundred calories, but you put the Velveeta on top of the bread that's in the pan, let it get a little bit melty, you put the ham on top, and then you make it into one sandwich, and then you just flip it back and forth until it's toasty. And I'm telling you, in like a minute, so fast, the cheese melts and it's good. Highly recommend if you're not like a cheese gourmet, do it like that. It's so fast, it's so easy. I was super craving grilled cheese sandwiches because it's like, it's soup season, bitches. Sounds delicious. I enjoyed it. It wasn't enjoyable, but you ate it anyways. You're a trooper. You're a trooper for that. I also bought soup, tomato soup in like a carton. It was good. It was nice. I could eat it so much. I love it. So good. And it wasn't even like, I wanted the creamy, I really did. In my heart of hearts, I wanted the creamy tomato, but I went the regular tomato because I was like, the creamy tomato was like twice as many calories. You got yelled at for wasting food. I was also really poor. Okay, that's valid. I hope next time, if you truly don't want to eat it, you can just throw it away and not feel some type of way about it. I hate to admit that I end up having a lot of really expired food. But usually it's sauces. It's like I go a little too hard. I buy a sauce and then it just sits in the fridge for a really long time. You're all Gucci now. Okay, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Tomato soup with herbs. Yeah, it was kind of like a tomato basil soup. It's pretty good, even though it was from the carton. I jazzed it up a little bit. I put a little mushroom powder in it. It wasn't very salty. I drink a lot of water, so I eat a lot of salty foods. Okay. Oh, what? The mushroom powder, yeah. I get it at the H Mart. I get it at H Mart. You gotta bake like 3 pounds of chicken when you get off of work. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of chicken. Yeah, so when I run out, when I wanna stock up, I go to H Mart, which is a Korean grocery store. They probably have it at other types of Asian grocery stores. But I got beef powder, I got pho soup base, I get chicken powder, mushroom powder, and I also got wonton soup base. And I use it like seasoning almost in a lot of stuff. It's very common in like Chinese cooking to just put like chicken powder in everything. So yeah. You got a 99 ranch? Yes. I don't know what Ujimiya is, but there's a 99 ranch in our area. They would definitely have it there. So yeah, I can take a picture and put it in the Discord if you want. I can't remember what brand it is, but it's usually in like a tub that's yellow and green. And I just get all the flavors that they have. But yeah, I put that stuff in everything. It just adds like just a little bit extra flavor. Like you can't really taste it, but I think it helps. Yeah, I'll take a picture. Actually, I don't know if I have a picture of the mushroom, but I'll take a picture of the other ones that I have. I think the mushroom powder is actually really old. But yeah, they probably have some sort of mushroom powder there. Yeah, chicken powder, put on everything. On everything. I actually use the wonton soup base powder for a lot of stuff too. Usually I mix the chicken and the wonton soup. When I make egg drop soup, I usually use the wonton and the chicken. Go hunt for that, yes. Okay, any other comments, questions, or concerns? I think I'm gonna end the stream now, unless anybody has anything really important they wanna ask. Is calorie counting still important? For me, are you asking, is it important for me or in general? Not that you can think of. I saw you join the Discord also, Jen. So like, I mean, I'm always checking the Discord. I usually have it open whenever I'm at my computer, so, you know, in general. So, I don't think that it's necessary to count your calories in general. I think that if you are kind of aware of what you're eating and you're not overeating and you don't have any specific goal in mind, like you're not trying to specifically lose weight or gain weight, if you just kind of like are existing, I really don't think that it's necessary to count your calories. For me, if I have a specific goal in mind to lose weight or to gain weight, counting calories is a tool that I need to use to reach that goal. Especially if I want to, you know, reach it while keeping my sanity, you know, eat as many calories as possible while still losing weight. It's like saving money. You don't need a budget, but it does make it a hell of a lot easier if you have a certain goal in mind, I would say. I think generally speaking, if somebody eats to like 80% satiety, so you eat until you feel full and you don't push past that, you don't eat until you're like stuffed, you probably will do a pretty good job of maintaining your weight. I think in America, a lot of times we don't eat to that amount. We eat past it. And that's why we have kind of a lot of people that are not feeling good about the weight that they're at. Whereas a lot of other countries, most people don't eat to that point where they're feeling like really, really, really full. You know, and that's kind of like, that's a generalization, but it is what it is. So yeah, I don't think that counting calories is important for everybody, but in some circumstances, it might be necessary if you have a specific goal. That's what I would say. Just track whenever you work out, but you do occasionally track on a rest day, and it usually comes out to about 2,500 calories. You went to the doctor for a checkup, and he said that dieting is mostly about calories because you can exercise so much that your burning calories will increase so much. Yeah, so I mean, that's what I've been saying like this entire time, is like, you usually can't out-exercise the amount of food you eat. And if you're exercising a lot, you will probably naturally be hungrier, right? And if you're not controlling what you're eating, most of the time, just exercising more doesn't lead to weight loss. Tracking calories can also help you realize how much more calorie-dense foods are and lets you be more intentional in what you eat. Yes, I very much agree with that. You walk almost everywhere, so you're burning calories that way. I would counter and say that if you are walking about the same amount of calories every day, then, or walking about the same amount of steps every day, that is built into your basal metabolic expenditure, right? So I walk very few steps a day, very, very few steps a day, like less than 5,000 steps a day, almost every day. It's very rare that I go over 5,000 steps a day, and I can maintain my weight at about 2,200 calories a day. So, and you see the way that I exercise, it's not very intense. So I think that's a pretty good outcome, right? For somebody of my size and stature. I would say that 2,200 calories to maintain my weight is much more than most women. And that's probably because of my muscle mass. But yeah, if you are doing the same thing every day, it doesn't really count towards like the amount of food that you eat. I don't know really how to explain that. It's just like your body gets used to it. But yeah, losing weight is all about calories in and calories out. And if you are expending more calories than you eat, then that's when you lose weight. But typically you have to be in a 300 to 500 calorie deficit. Yeah, metabolic adaptation is correct. It's like, I probably take a couple hundred calories of like vitamins and supplements a day, but I don't count that towards the amount of food I eat. Because I take a lot of oils like vitamin E, vitamin D, fish oils. Those are all in oils and they amount to some sort of calories, but because I take them every day, I just roll them in. And then for me, because I walk very few steps, if I go above and beyond that in a significant way, it really affects my weight because it's so far past like my norm. The weight loss journey was going well and now you're back where you started, such as life. I'm sorry to hear that, Andre. It do be like that sometimes. I think the most common thing that I see with people is that they get really burned out from dieting, and when they stop, they bounce back because they go back to the way that they were living before, or beyond that because they're so burned out from dieting, or, you know, like a lot of exercising, you know? It's like you didn't eat hamburgers for like 3 months and then you just like go on a hamburger binge. Not to say that's what you did, but yeah, that's kind of a lot of the reason why people will bounce back from a diet. But yeah. I prefer to take like, for myself, what's more sustainable in the long run is to take a very moderate approach to weight loss. Try to do it over a long period of time and not get so low calories that I'm craving stuff really, really badly, or not blasting so much cardio and workouts that I just like feel like I never want to work out again. And then when I go back to like kind of normal eating, I don't go back to what I was before I was dieting. I go up by about 300 calories and see how I feel. But anyways, yeah. Okay. Probably a bit of that, you're not really sure what happened. It could also be like, how are you feeling about like the way you look? Like, was it just the scale weight, or do you also feel like you look exactly how you looked before? Because sometimes the weight on the number on the scale doesn't tell the whole story. Sometimes we hyper focus on like the actual number and don't take a step back to like see kind of the bigger picture. You feel like you look the same. Do you have any like before and after pictures you might want to reference and like really double check critically to see how you're feeling about that? When you first start working out seriously, you essentially eat to use starvation calories before you knew better and found out you were under eating. That's unfortunate. I don't know, because I mean, yeah, I think I'm really bad You're gonna take some now that's so you can track. Okay, that's good. Yeah, because I'm also really bad about taking progress pictures, but I can tell that I have put on a lot of muscle mass because when I look at old pictures of myself, I might have a similar shape, but I've put on like 20 or 30 pounds. So like, I don't really have like a good example. Maybe on my Instagram. I don't think I have a good example here. I wish I did. Oh, okay. So here's, if you go to my Instagram, like you can go see this. So the picture on this side, this was me. Sorry about the light. This was me in 2017. And this was me in this year, 2014. In this picture, I'm 160 pounds. And in this picture, I'm 167 pounds. So you can see how much leaner I look in this picture, even though I weigh more. So I'm not like, this is me bulking. This was also me bulking. You can see like the difference. Even though I'm heavy for like me, this is on the heavier side. You can see like how much muscle I put on because I'm weighing more, but I'm looking leaner. So yeah, I would highly encourage people to take progress pictures because a lot of times the number on the scale doesn't tell you the whole story, right? Yeah, you see it. So it's really shocking sometimes because you look at yourself in the mirror every day and you don't see that much difference. But when you see older pictures of yourself compared to yourself now, you might see a much bigger difference. So yeah, I know it's like, it's a hassle. And like a lot of times we just don't want to take pictures of ourselves when we're not feeling our best, but it can be like very telling. You started at 185 and you got down to 174 and now you're back at 183. How long were you dieting for to lose that like 10 or 11 pounds? You were just doing it? Gotcha. Gotcha. I think maybe having more of a plan will help you in the long run. It's really awesome that you were able to just do it. But maybe having kind of like your weight loss planned out a little bit more, if that's what you choose to do, might help you reach your goal and then like maintain it. So that might be like something that helps you out. I know when I am planning a fat loss phase, I do plan it out. I have like a start date and I have like an end date, and then I usually try not to push past that because I know I'll start to feel really burned out. And I don't necessarily plan out my calories, but I do know that I will reduce my calorie intake over time. But yeah, having like something a little more regimented might help you maintain that weight loss. I know for me, it has helped. And since I stopped cutting recently, I've maintained my weight within like 2 or 3 pounds. How large of a window? I think for like a noticeable weight loss without doing some sort of a crash diet, I think you want to probably plan for at least 12 weeks of being in a calorie deficit. And personally, I don't like to go past 16 weeks. So for me, a minimum of 3 months, maximum of 4 months. Because after 4 months, I just get really, really burned out of like having to think about everything I'm eating, having to track all my calories and stuff like that. Not saying that you necessarily have to track your calories, but for me, I cannot lose weight without tracking calories. So it can be very mentally taxing for me to be in a fat loss phase. So that's why I set a time limit like that. So yeah, I like a minimum of 3 months and a maximum of 4 months. Some people will go for longer, and I also think that if you're at a higher body fat percentage, your ability to diet for longer might be better. For me, my body fat is already kind of like on the lower end, so it gets harder and harder. You want to see how far you can get in 90 days? Okay, yeah. I would just tell you that like at the end of 90 days, be really careful about how you proceed, because that's when you're most likely to put all the weight back on, right? So after the 90 days, I definitely think that you should increase your calorie intake, but you don't want to like go so far that you gain all the weight back really quickly. Do you know what I'm saying? So like have a plan for like when your diet ends. Not only planning for the diet, but what you're gonna do when the diet ends, so that you don't jump up and down and up and down and up and down. So something to think about. Yeah, you never thought about that? Yeah, I mean, I think it's something that doesn't really come up a lot. Like when in like mass media, when people are talking about like, you know, like weight loss shows or like exercise shows and stuff like that, they like don't really talk about what happens after the diet. But that's typically when you're the most vulnerable to gaining the weight back. And like for some people, when in the case of like extreme weight loss, when they don't receive an education, you know, they don't relearn habits, like a lot of times, not a lot of times, but there have been cases where people will lose lots and lots of weight but end up gaining it back. Like they have like gastric bypass surgery because they are in like critical need. They have like a critical need to lose some weight for their like life. But they gain it back because they didn't learn how to live more sustainably, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, have a plan for like eat, and you don't have to just like at the beginning of your diet, you don't already have to have a plan, but like keep it in mind, keep it in the back of your mind, think about it, like what you're gonna do at the end of your diet. So like depending on like what you're doing, for me, since I'm tracking my calories, I increase the calories by like, I don't know, like 300 every day. From what I was at the bottom of my diet, I increased it. Many has gained all the weight back, like those extreme weight loss programs. Yeah, because they didn't know how to maintain it. They didn't know how to maintain the weight loss. And it's hard, it's really, really hard. You know, when you're on an extreme diet and you lose an extreme amount of weight and you just feel like finally it's over. And where do you go? You just go back to what you were doing before, but that's how you gain it back. So yeah, something to keep in mind, like what are you gonna do after the 90 days to maintain what happened? Do you eat 3 meals a day when you're losing weight? Adding breakfast helps a lot. I think you don't have to like be on a regimented like eating schedule. You have to do what like works for you. So when I'm in a weight loss phase, I usually don't eat breakfast. I'll usually have like coffee with high protein milk and a protein supplement mixed in with my coffee. And that's my breakfast. Then I'll have a lunch and then I'll have a dinner. And that's it. But like, if 3 meals a day works for you, helps you lose weight, helps you control what you're eating, like that's awesome. You do what works for you. What works for me, because to lose weight, I have to be very low calories, like 1,600, 1,500. Like I would prefer to have 2 larger meals rather than 3 smaller ones. That's just what works for me. There's no like exact system that works for every single person every single time. You are only eating 2 meals, but before you would only eat once a day. When you were not on a diet? At the end of the day, it's all about your calorie intake, and it doesn't really matter the meal timing or how many meals you're eating a day. If you're eating 1 meal a day, but it's like a huge amount of calories at a time, that you know, that's gonna cause you to gain weight. If you're eating 3 smaller meals a day that are very few calories and they add up to a calorie amount that's lower than your output, then you'll lose weight. So it's really about like the calories in general. Yeah. So if that works for you, like go back to that. You just gotta do what works for you, bruh. It could be that like, because you were eating only once a day, you were so hungry that you were blowing through a ton of calories. Which, I mean, that makes sense to me. If I was only eating 1 meal a day, I would also eat a ton of calories. Yeah, 1 meal a day was so bad for you? Yeah. I mean, space them out, bro. What he did was write down what made you feel satiated for the whole day and just ate that when you weren't tracking calories. If that's what works for you, that's what works for you. Like if I'm not tracking my calories, I just don't, I don't know. I can kind of maintain my weight without tracking. As long as I just like don't eat like an asshole. And that's what works for me. Everybody, different strokes for different folks. Okay, I for real though, I have to end the stream. I can tell my voice is going and it doesn't want to come back. Okay, so if y'all want to keep talking about this, you can, once a day eating Chinese food buffet would be so bad, yeah. If you want to keep talking about this, like come to the Discord, the link is in the description. I'm happy to keep texting with y'all about these kinds of things. We have a fitness channel in the Discord. You can also leave a comment on the video itself and I'll try to talk to you there if you want, or we can talk about it next Thursday. But yeah, I can feel my voice having a hard time. So I think I need to end stream. I'm also getting hungry. So yeah, best place, Discord, or just leave them. I don't think I have that. It's in the description on this video, on the video itself. Actually, it's in the description of every video I post or every live stream I go to, or every live stream I do. It's there. You can find me. Yeah, happy to keep the conversation going in Discord. I don't have Discord up right now, or I would give you the link. I guess I can pull it up. Now it's gonna do a thing. Why did it make the sound go weird? Here's the Discord link. You want to come through. Okay, don't forget to be responsible for your own gains. Don't be a dick. control your cock. I will see you party people next Thursday. And like I said, come through the Discord if you want to keep chatting about these kind of things. There's a fitness channel in there, or we can talk about it in the comments on this video. Thanks for being here. If you haven't already subscribed and you would like to do that because you enjoy my content, you can do so here. If you want to watch more videos, this is what the algorithm recommends for you. Or you can watch the entire playlist of live streams. See you guys later. Bye.